Good afternoon and welcome here to Winter Hodel Field here on the campus of Taylor University as the Trojans look to go for the series and season sweep here over St. Francis here this afternoon in Game 2 of our doubleheader, set to go the full 9 innings. Drake Gongwer on the mound. First batter will be Tanner Gaff, the third baseman, here in Game number 2 for St. Francis. Trojans winners in Game number 1, 6-0. They now improve to 38-12 on the year, tied for the second most wins in a single season in program history. Gongwer finds the zone on the second one to even up the strike at 1-1. Your winner in Game number 1, Matt Patton, he now ties the single season wins mark with 10. 1-1, that's going to hit Gaff in the right bicep. He takes a look at Gongwer before jogging down to first. Drake, the freshman right-hander. Third start of the season. 11th overall appearance. No record of note just yet. A 3.18 ERA, 17 innings tossed. That hit batsman, just the third one that he's had here all season. And that'll bring up Noah Frymuth, who was 1 for 3 in our game earlier today. Wind blowing in from left field. Sunny day overhead, but the ball bounced away from Watson here. Gaff will stay at first. And it's ball 1 to Frymuth. Taylor winners of 2 in a row after dropping Game 2 of their doubleheader with Huntington earlier this week. So they get their final tune-up here before the Crossroads League tournament, which will be held all here in Upland, Indiana, starting next Friday. 4 games Friday, 4 games Saturday, then Monday, Tuesday, and potentially Wednesday of the next week. A ball and a strike to Frymuth, the starting pitcher here today for St. Francis. Ground ball up the middle, won't be able to turn 2. They get it over to second, over to first, and they still try to turn it. 6-4 on the putout for the lead runner at second, 1 gone. Put Frymuth over at first, over there on a fielder's choice. Team ERA for the Trojans this year, 2.77. Batting average coming in for USF at 250. 1 out, 1 on for the first baseman, Tyler Prince. St. Francis in their blue uniforms, white numbers, gray pants, and blue socks. A fastball from Gongwer to the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Tyler Prince in game number 1, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Gongwer standing as still as a statue before delivering the second one. That one down, chested down by Tanner Watson. Defense behind Gongwer in game 2. Wyatt Whitman in left, Sam Weiss in center. Jared Atkins in right. 1-1 from the young man. Up high, ball 2. Brett Lawson at third. Josh Lane at short. Tanner Colby at second. Nathan Taggart at first. And as we mentioned, Tanner Watson, the man behind the plate. Wind whipping in between 10 to 20 miles an hour here today. Temperature in the high 40s. As leaning out of the way and kicking up that leg is Tyler Prince. It's 3-1. Prince, a freshman, 6'3", out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. 3-1 from Gongwer. This one lined to the parking lot, 3-2. Despite the chilly temperatures, a good crowd here on hand once again, particularly with it being a grandparents' weekend here on the TU campus as well. When ripping the white pants of Gongwer on the mound, runner goes. Throw down to second. Colby had a chance to make the play, but it's ball 4 to Tyler Prince. First and second here for USF with 1 gone at the top of the first in this 9-inning contest. So a walk and a hit batsman, and also a fielder's choice. How the first 3 bats have gone. Hit by pitch, fielder's choice, and a walk here for USF in game 2. That brings up Keaton Sullivan, who struggled in game number 1 earlier today against Matt Patton. And the first one from Gongwer at the knees for a called strike. Sullivan 0 for 3 in the first contest today with 2 strikeouts. And then Gongwer will step off the mound to gather his thoughts. It's Frymuth, the pitcher, standing at second base, and Tyler Prince over there at first. A strike. And a foul ball makes it 2 strikes. Good-looking curveball there from Gongwer. Gongwer 6'3", 185 pounds, out of Wakarusa, Indiana. That's the hometown of Alec Dudkowski, Taylor golfer, who won the Crossroads League championship earlier this week. The 0-2. A dirty little breaking ball there. Gets a swing and a miss from Sullivan. And there are 2 outs for St. Francis here this top half of the first inning. Two outs, 2 on for Jack Harris. Top half of the first, Taylor going for the season sweep over their foes from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And it's a ball low. Shortstop David Snyder waits on deck for the Cougars. Harris wearing number 5 today, 6'1". Bats right, throws left. Out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, graduate of Bishop Dwenger High School. Second one from Gongwer. This time it's in the zone, inside half, 1-1 the count. Wind whipping jerseys and baggy pant legs out on the field down below us. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball, and that's a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Jack Harris. After a struggling little start there for Gongwer. Settled down here in the last 2 batters. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the right fielder Jack Harris with runners at first and second. 2 outs, wind howling in from left field. The pitch from Gongwer. Big looping curveball that just lands above the letters. He evens the count up at 2-2. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 in a row, and that leaves 2 stranded. Scoreless top of the first for USF. Taylor comes up to bat for the first time after this commercial break. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
here in the bottom of the first. No score. It'll be Whitman, Lane, and Nathan Taggart. First one will line back into the netting, and it's 1-1 to Wyatt. Wyatt ended the day batting .310. The 1-1 will miss inside from the right-hander Noah Frymuth. Frymuth, a 10.44 ERA, 1-3 the overall record, starting his 5th game, appearing in his 8th. And the 2-1 lifted foul over our heads. Whitman, the leadoff man, bottom of 1, sits on a curveball here and will rope this one down the left field line, and that one will definitely be extra bases. The question is how many for Wyatt Whitman. He'll coast in for a leadoff stand-up double as he pulls that one to the farthest left field corner here of Winterholder Field, and a runner in scoring position to start things off here in the bottom of the first for TU. So Whitman 1 for 4 in game number 1. Gets a double here to lead things off game number 2. Josh Lane, the man to follow him, started his day 3 for 3 in game 1, finished 3 for 4 with a pair of runs batted in and 2 runs scored. And Taylor racked up 10 hits there in the first game. Breaking ball just missed the bicep, the left one of Josh Lane. And it's ball number 1. Josh came in today the third best batting average for TU, batting .338 with 51 hits. That's 4th most on the Trojans coming in, but it'll move up after that 3-hit performance in game number 1. Leans back on the inside fastball. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. Taggart set to follow Lane here in the order. 9-inning contest here to wrap up the 3-game set. Taylor winners 8-2 last night, winners 6-1 in game 1 earlier today. Third one to Lane, and just like the first 2, it's outside the strike zone. Whitman with the leadoff double to the left field corner. And now Lane, the man to follow him, is ahead 3-0. Bottom of the first, no score. And Lane takes the whole way to an off-speed pitch for a called strike. Lane with a double as well in game number 1, as the Trojans had all of the extra base hits in the first contest earlier today. 3-1, high hopper left side, just over the outstretched arm of head coach Kyle Gould coaching third base. And the count full to Josh Lane, the shortstop. As usual, Gould, the coach at third base today, and the Hall of Famer Rick Atkinson over there at first base. Whitman a healthy lead over there at second. Brady Harris walks in to shadow him a little bit from his second base spot. Payoff pitch to Lane. The center of this one opposite way, and it will land in the mitt of the right fielder Jack Harris. Tagging and advancing will be Wyatt Whitman. Slides into third. And a fly out to right field from Lane does move the go-ahead run 90 feet away. In our scoreless bottom of the first for Nathan Taggart. Taggart 1 for 3 in game number 1. As Caden Sullivan has a brief chat with Frymuth on the mound. After this first pitch to Taggart, we will set the defense behind the pitcher Frymuth here in game 2. And the first one will be sent up the middle for an RBI single. Taggart starts the day 1 for 1 here in game 2. And the Trojans take a 1-0 lead here with 1 gone, bottom of the first inning. Defense behind Frymuth today. Mikhail McCowan is in left field. Keaton Sullivan in center. Jack Harris is in right. Tanner Gaff is at third. David Snyder is at short. Brady Harris is at second. Tyler Prince, the man, at first. And Caden Sullivan behind the plate. First one from Frymouth, taken at the knees by the catcher Tanner Watson for a strike. An RBI single for Nathan Taggart. He stands at first, and the Trojans lead 1-0 here at the bottom of the first with one gone. And Watson will send this one through the left side of the infield between Gaff and Snyder. Third hit here of the inning for the Trojans. They've got first and second, as Jonathan Foster will come in to pinch run for Tanner Watson at first, and Sam Weiss will step in for his first at-bat here of game number 2. One out, bottom of the first. Taylor up 1-0 for Sam Weiss. Infield playing in, trying to turn 2 if they can. Now they back off just a hair. Weiss shows bunt. That one will just curl the third base side. Foul for a strike. Sam 1 for 2 in game number 1 with a run scored. Came into the day batting .319, 52 hits. Third most for the Trojans to start the day. 6 doubles and a home run, has driven in 36 runs this season. Second one, away, 1-1. So it's Taggart standing at first after the RBI single. A single from Tanner Watson to the left side. Pinch running for him right now is Jonathan Foster over there at first base. Third one from Frymouth, a curveball that will be lashed at and sent out a play to the right for a foul ball. Sam has played in all 50 games for TU, starting 48 of them. As he awaits the 1-2 from Frymouth. Men at first and second. Curveball will bounce away from Caden Sullivan. Runners go. And a wild pitch there from Noah Frymouth moves the runners into scoring position and makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes to the batter, Sam Weiss. Taylor trying to jump on USF here early. Second and third for the Trojans right now. Infield still playing in with 1 gone. 2-2 from Frymouth, and Weiss will send this one to center field. Sullivan hustling it to land in front. As they waited for Taggart to tag, he will score standing up, and then advancing to second base on the throw will be Sam Weiss. So an RBI single for 19 in purple. Foster advances to third base, as Sullivan allowed that one to land in front of him, and the Trojans lead 2-0, bottom of the first. Four hits for Taylor here in the bottom of the first. 1 out. 2 of those 4 hits have already come home to score. The other 2 stand at second and third with the infield playing all the way in on the grass. Jared Atkins at the plate. The speedy Jonathan Foster over there at third. The equally speedy Sam Weiss at second. A strike on the first one to Atkins. Came into the day batting .280, trying to find his form as Taylor gets ready for the league tournament next week. Jared 1 for 3 in the first contest. Good eye on the breaking ball, low and away, ball 1. Jared the 6th batter here in the bottom of the first. Andrew Kennedy waits on deck, then Lawson and Colby to round out the Taylor order here in game 2 of the afternoon. Big lead for Weiss over there at second, with the infield still playing in. 1-1, ground ball left side, and that's pulled foul. TU up 2-0, bottom of the first. 4 hits. As Atkins will bat for the first time here in game 2. His classmate Sam Weiss, a big lead at second. The youngster, freshman Jonathan Foster over there at first. Pinch running for the senior Tanner Watson. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. And Taylor trying to put a stamp on this bottom of the first. Already up by 2, threatening here with men at second and third base. The 2-2 from Frymouth. Down the middle, engulfing it out of play will be Atkins. The DH, Andrew Kennedy, waits on deck. And again, a big lead for Weiss there at second. The infield continuing to play in, trying to limit the damage to just 2 here in this bottom of the first. And that one away, it goes between the legs of Caden Sullivan, but not far enough for Foster to entertain the idea to try to score from third. And the count full to the right fielder, Jared Atkins. Three balls, 2 strikes. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat for Atkins from Frymouth. That's a curveball left up high, and that will walk the bases full for the DH, Andrew Kennedy. A close one there from Frymouth as he left the curveball upstairs. Kennedy 1 for 3 in game number 1 with an RBI and a double. The base is full here as the infield backs up just a hair with 1 gone. And Taylor leading by 2, bottom of the first. First one inside, a fastball missing from Frymouth, ball 1. Andrew came into the day batting .325. 37 hits, 9 doubles, and a pair of home runs. He's driven in 30 runs this year for TU coming into the day. Second one, curveball will miss again from Frymouth. And Kennedy goes ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. Brett Lawson waits on deck, bases full. 1 out, bottom of the first. Taylor already up by 2. And Kennedy will send this one high and out of play to the right, foul. First strike of his at-bat. Wind whipping the loose pants of those in the infield. And Kennedy will pop this one straight up behind home plate, and thankfully for TU, that one will carry. Out of hearing that, I believe that thing landed on the patio right next to our crowd mic. Count squares, 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom half of the first. Bases juiced for the DH, Andrew Kennedy. Wind blowing in hard from left field. As it whips the bottom of his white baseball pants. And now Frymouth will step off. Gongward down to get his arm loose with this bottom of the first inning being extended. Curveball that Kennedy sits on, and he'll pull this one foul. Relief pitcher Rob Fox will get some jeers from his own dugout for not fielding that ground ball cleanly. Count remains 2-2, with the bases full for Andrew Kennedy. 1 out, bottom of the first, and Taylor already's up, put up 2 runs here in this home half of the first inning. Inside pitch from Frymouth. They'll get Kennedy to pop it up. Down the right field line, Jack Harris hustling after it, and he will just have it land in front of him in foul ground. Ball hung up in the air for a long while for 6 and purple. And remains an even count at 2-2. Bases full, 1 out. 2-2 the count from Frymouth to Kennedy. A pair of right-handers going at it here. The pitch. And Kennedy will send this one to the right center field gap, and it will fall in for a hit and bounce past the diving Jack Harris. This might clear the bases. Kennedy will sail into second standing up, and that will bring all 3 runners in, and Taylor extends their lead to 5-0 here in the bottom of the first as Andrew Kennedy collects his second double of the day and drives in 3 runs here in this bottom of the first. diving attempt by Harris there in the right center field gap. Couldn't haul it in. As the ball bounced to the fence, they just kept waving all the runners around. And so with a runner at second and one out, and Taylor already putting up a 5 spot here their first time at the plate here against St. Francis in game 2 of the afternoon. It's Brett Lawson, third baseman with a strike already to his name. And the second one to the outside corner, and Lawson falls behind 0-2. Lawson 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored in game 1. Came on a double. Kennedy stands at second base. 1 out. Kennedy walking that lead out more at second with no one covering. Lawson on an 0-2 pitch will golf this one over to right field. Kennedy will be waved around from second. The throw comes in, cut off. Kennedy slides in. That's an RBI single for Brett Lawson. And the Trojans lead 6-0 here in the bottom of the first. And they'll send up the 9th batter of the inning in Tanner Colby. Six runs on 6 hits for TU here in this bottom of the first. The Trojans threatening to bat around here their first time up in game 2, with Colby being the 9th batter here of the inning. Takes the first one from Frymuth for a strike. With Lawson taking the lead over at first. Curveball that they'll get Colby to pop up. Short center field, David Snyder, the shortstop, is there, and he will fake a throw as Lawson goes scooting back to first. So the Trojans will bat around here in the bottom of the first. They'll bring up Wyatt Whitman for the second time today. Wyatt led this bottom of the first off with a double to left field. Later came around to score on the single from Nathan Taggart to center field. First one, and he's going to get 2 hits here in this bottom of the first inning as he lines one into center field. First and second for the Trojans in the bottom of the first will continue with the 11th batter of the inning in Josh Lane, who bats for the second time. Offense coming into its own here as the regular season winds down. Today, the final regular season home game for TU. They're at Grace for 1 on Monday. Frymuth to Lane, a curveball above the letters for a ball. The Trojans will be back home, however, before the end of the year as they host the entire Crossroads League tournament here at Winterholder Field. First and second for Lane. He flew out to right his first time up. That was earlier in the inning. This one will bounce away on the wild pitch from Caden Sullivan. Move Lawson up to third, Whitman up to second. And Taylor threatening to score more runs here. They're already put up 6 here in the bottom of the first. They've got men at second and third with 2 outs and a 2-0 count to Josh Lane, the shortstop. Second wild pitch of this inning for Noah Frymuth. Lawson at third, Whitman at second. Good cut there from Lane, just fouls it back to the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike. Josh came into the day batting .338, third best average for the Trojans this year. He's one of only 3 men for TU to play and start in every game this season, joining Watson and Wyatt Whitman, who now stands at second. A curveball will break in on the inside half of the plate and evens the count up at 2-2. Lawson, his high school chum, stands at third. Whitman over there at second base. Lane 0 for 1 already in the inning. 6-run bottom of the first here so far for TU. Curveball, and Lane will stay alive, fouling off the curveball. Lawson with the RBI, single, Whitman with a single. They both advanced On a wild pitch, they stand at third and second base respectively. 2-2. Lane will send this one to left field. Will it get away from McCowan? Yeah, it will. That should clear the bases as Lane hustling around to second. The batting helmet wants to come off. Now it will. Hair flowing in the breeze as Lane slides in head first for a triple here in the bottom of the first inning. And Taylor has put up 8 runs, their first time at the plate here in the bottom half of the first against USF. 2 RBI triple for Josh Lane. That's Josh's second triple of the year, second most for the Trojans this season. And Taylor up 8-0 here in the bottom of the first as Nathan Taggart will bat for the first time, or the second time here in this first inning. Taggart with an RBI single already here in the bottom of the first. He's the 12th batter of the inning for TU. 2 outs and Lane standing at third after the 2 RBI triple. Ball 1 to Taggart. Second one, and this one will score Lane with ease from third as it falls in for a single in left center field. The Trojans up 9-0 here in the bottom of the first inning on their 9th hit here in this first frame. I'm not sure Drake Gongworth's ever have this type of run support maybe in his entire career. 9 runs in the bottom of the first. And Taylor leads 9-0. A curveball misses inside from Frymuth. Nobody warming up right now in the USF pen. Watson batting for the second time in the inning. He's the 13th batter here in the bottom of the first for TU. Curveball again. This time it'll find the zone to even it up at 1-1. Tanner Singleton scored his first time up today. Third one. And Watson will send this one to right field. Going back and making the catch is Jack Harris to end things here in the bottom half of the first. 9 runs on 9 hits for TU in the bottom half of the first inning. We've played 1 inning. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. A 50-pitch, 13 at-bat, or 13 batter, 9-run, 9-hit bottom of the first for TU. And Drake Gongworth comes up back on the mound after probably feeling like he's been in the dugout for probably a day and a half. And he's back on the mound to face David Snyder, the shortstop, with the ball. Caden Sullivan will follow him, and then Brady Harris. 2 walks, or a walk and a hit batsman there in the first for Gongworth. Outside of that, no damage done. Swing and a miss, low and away from Snyder. And the Taylor offense humming right now in their last regular season home game. 1-1 fought off by Snyder and fouled back. Snyder 1 for 3 in the first game, also got caught stealing. And now there's some activity in the pen down there for St. Francis. 1-2 curveball. Snyder will spin away, and it's 2-2. Snyder came into the day batting .248. Ironically enough, last night in the bottom of the first, the Trojans forced a 50-pitch inning as Snyder swings and misses down on strikes for the first out here in this top half of the second. Second K of the day for Gongwer. Last night, the St. Francis starting pitcher threw 50 pitches in the bottom of the first. Taylor only able to get 3 runs. The first time up last night, they tacked a 9 spot up here in the bottom of the first this time on 50 pitches thrown by the starter Frymuth. Gongwer misses low. First one to Caden Sullivan, the catcher. And this one fouled out to the parking lot. 1-1. One and one to the catcher, Sullivan. Caden came into the day batting just .172, was 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the first game today. So put Sullivan down there at first. They call catcher's interference on Tanner Watson on that foul ball out of play. Coming into pinch run is Justice Tussing over there at first for USF. So a base runner on for the St. Francis Cougars. And a strike to Brady Harris, the second baseman. Gongwer misses low, 1-1. 9-0 to Taylor lead here in the bottom of the first. 9 hits. Wind whipping in from left. 1-1 breaking ball away, snagged by the catcher Watson cleanly. Two balls and a strike. The pitch right at the knees, nicely done by Gongwer, but then Watson will bounce one back, but Gongwer showing off his athleticism and snagging the one hopper back on the mound. 2 apiece with 1 out, a man at first for St. Francis. They try to get on the board, trailing 9-0 here in the top of the second. Swing and a miss, the breaking ball wonderfully thrown there by Gongwer. Third strikeout of the day for the freshman, his second one here in the second. And there are 2 outs for USF. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Mikhail McCowan. McCowan, a freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, went to Bishop Luers High School. And a fastball belt high outside half for strike 1. Gongwer first base side of the rubber, and McCowan will foul this one out to the parking lot. Bright sunny day overhead. A couple cotton ball clouds moving slowly from left to right. 0-2. Curveball from Gongwer. That's 3 strikeouts here in this inning. He's got 4 in the contest. So Gongwer dealing on the mound. The Trojans wrapping out hits there in the bottom half of the first. We head to the bottom half of the second. And Taylor 9 runs. They're up 9-0. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No.
But when a fan orders Pizza Hut for the game, they know exactly what they're getting.
Oh, nice.
Pizza, wings, as well as sides and desserts are all available at pizzahut.com or at their location in Gas City. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
So Sam Weiss will bat for the second time today. First time here in the bottom half of the second with Taylor up 9-0. Frymuth back on the mound again after throwing 50 pitches there in the bottom of the first, allowing the 9 runs on 9 hits. 3 extra base hits in there, a pair of doubles and a triple. A strike to Weiss, second one. That one low, ball 1. Weiss a single to center, an RBI, and a run scored his first time up. Third one. And Frymuth a miss low and away. 2-1. Fourth one from Frymuth. And this one ripped towards center field, and Weiss is going to go 2 for 2. 10th hit of the day for TU, and Weiss starts off the bottom of the first with his single to center. So that brings up Jared Atkins, who walked his first time up today, later came around to score. And the first one taken just above the knees for a strike. Following Atkins will be the DH, Andrew Kennedy. And that one covered up by the catcher, Caden Sullivan. Evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike with Weiss standing over there at first base. Taylor going for the season sweep here today of USF after winning Game 1 last night 8-2, winning Game 1 earlier today 6-0. Ground ball left side. They'll get the lead runner out at second. They're unable to turn 2. That'll be 6-4 on the putout. So Weiss retired. Put Atkins over at first on the fielder's choice, and a pinch hitter for the Trojans will be Brian Fields. Fields, a sophomore out of Ohio, former high school teammate of Alex Sanders on the Trojan roster. Brian 6'3", 225 pounds, out of Lewis Center, Ohio. He pinch hits for Andrew Kennedy. Fields 3 for 9 this season, batting and appearing in his 18th game. First one inside, Brian will pop out of the way for a ball. Fields had one tear of a fall going on before he broke his wrist. He's been battling back from that wrist injury ever since. It was really looking like he was going to be a mainstay in the lineup before that injury in the fall. He'll high hop one up the middle of the infield. They flip it to second for the second out of the inning, over to first. That'll be a 4-6-3 double play. To end things for Taylor here in the bottom of the second. It's 9-0 Taylor after 2 innings of play. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Two innings in the books here from Winterholder Field on the campus of Taylor University. And the Trojans lead St. Francis 9-0. Back to the top of the order we go. A curveball will miss away from the lefty Tanner Gaff. And the second will miss as well, 2-0. Gaff hit by a pitch his first time up, then got retired trying to advance to second. Third one, and that one will find the zone belt high. Gaff in game one today, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Came into the Saturday batting .248. Fourth one, nice fastball there from Gongwer at the knees, evens it up at 2-2 on the strike call. Gaff, the lefty third baseman, leading it off here in the top of the third for USF. And the 2-2 fastball low and away. Off the end of the glove of Tanner Watson, and the count is full. Payoff pitch, Gongwer. And Gaff will foul it off and we'll do it all again. Three-two, fastball away, and that'll be a walk to Gaff to start this top of the third off. So he reaches for the second time in as many at-bats. And that'll bring up Noah Frymuth, the pitcher. Fastball from Gongwer inside. The righty Frymuth will scoot out of the way. Ball one. Frymuth reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. That was back in the first inning. We were in the top of the third. Taylor up 9-0 after putting up 9 their first time at the plate here in game 2. Gongwer goes inside again. Will miss low again. Two-0. That one right at the knees. Fastball makes it 2-1. Frymuth, the 6'2", sophomore, 205 pounds from Fort Wayne. And Gongwer misses high, 3-1. Taylor looking for their third win in a row after dropping the second game of their doubleheader with Huntington earlier this week. 3-1 from Gongwer. And Frymuth will launch this one to deep left field. And Whitman will watch it sail over his head, and that one will clear the left field fence. A 1 out, no out, 2-run homer for Noah Frymuth. His team leading 7th home run of the year, and after giving up 9 in the bottom of the first, He's come back here, putting up 2 on a home run in the top of the third. That one cut through the hard wind, blowing out of left field here today. So the 9-run lead for Taylor now trimmed down to 7 after the 2-run bomb from Frymouth. A walk by Gaff to lead this inning off, and then Frymouth just went deep. Breaking ball from Gongwer. Called strike on the outside half of the plate. Strike 1 to Prince. Second one will miss, 1-1. Prince batting for the second time here in game 2. Walked back in the first. To put 2 on with 1 out for USF in that top half of the first inning. They were unable to do anything with it. They've now trimmed the deficit down to 7. 1-1 fouled away. No outs, top of the third. A 2-run homer from the pitcher Noah Frymouth has brought USF to within 7. 1-2, and that one will bounce in short of home plate. The count levels at 2-2. Prince walked his first time up. Now he's 1 ball away from doing the same thing again here in his second time at the plate. Payoff pitch from Gongwer. And just getting the end of the bat on it will be Prince. Another 3-2. And back to the parking lot we go again. (3-2) again, and let's have our third straight foul ball. And that might have hit somebody's automobile. Last night's winning pitcher, Tucker Waddups, brings some fresh baseballs out to our home plate umpire. After the count went full, 3 straight foul balls here by Prince. And let's make it 4 in a row. (3-2) again. This one fair. Lawson on the run, whips it across the diamond, and that will retire Prince. As Lawson threw that one from foul territory to the immediate left, his right of third base, and then threw a bullet across the diamond for the first out here in this top of the third. First out of the inning after the walk and the home run by Frymouth. 9-2 the St. Francis deficit. As Keaton Sullivan, the center fielder, will step in for the second time today. Curveball to the outside corner. Nicely done, Gongwer. Strike 1. Sullivan down on 3 pitches his first time up. The first of what has been 4 strikeouts for the freshman right-hander today. Another curveball there to Sullivan. And he's 1 strike away from going down on strikes the second time today. The 0-2. Fastball high. Sullivan thought about it and then held the bat back. Ball 1. The pitch from Gongwer. That one down the middle freezes Sullivan. Second time he struck out today, the 5th strikeout for Gongwer. And there's the second out here in the top of the third for St. Francis, trailing 9-2. strike to Jack Harris with 2 outs and nobody on. He struck out swinging his first time up. Nobody on, 2 outs, 2 runs home for USF. Ground ball right side, backhand stop, sliding is Taggart, covering is Gongwer, 3-1 on the putout. And that ends things here in the top half of the third. But a 2-run homer by the pitcher Noah Frymuth has gotten St. Francis on the board. They now trail 9-2 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Nine to 2, the Taylor lead now after the pitcher Frymuth goes deep in the top half of this third inning. It'll be Lawson, Colby, and then back to the top of the order will go and Wyatt Whitman. Curveball to Lawson, taken on the inside half for a strike. First time Brett stepped up to the plate today. He singled, drove in a run, scored later as well on the triple from Josh Lane. Second one from Frymuth. And that one at the knees, inside for strike 2. Nothing in 2 to Lawson as he leads off the bottom of the third. And that one will get away. Opposite batter's box, ball 1, no damage done with nobody on. Lawson started this Saturday batting .316. Off the end of the bat, that one will dribble foul. Still 1-2 to Lawson. Frymuth delivers. Fought off opposite way, and that'll fall into right field. For the second hit of the day for Brett Lawson. Good job by 15 in purple to fight off that inside pitch from Frymuth. 11th hit of the day for TU. Lawson now 2 for 2. The leadoff man on with the Trojans still up by 7. So Colby will dig in. He's 0 for 1 today. With Lawson, the leadoff man, over there at first. A fastball to Colby. Called for a strike. Tanner came into the day batting .307, 23 hits in his freshman campaign. 4 hits and 10 runs batted in. 0-1 away. Fastball makes it 1-1. Taylor came into the day almost outscoring their opponents by 200 runs this season. They came into the day .330 against 141 allowed. One of the top offenses in the country, no doubt. Batting .320 as a team. And they have been clicking on all cylinders here this second game of the day, third game of the weekend series. As Colby goes ahead 2-1. Against conference opponents coming in, Taylor had outscored their opponents 167-64 coming in. 2-1 fastball inside half, and the lefty Colby will get ready for a 2-2 pitch coming from Frymuth after the called strike. Whitman waits on deck. Lane standing out there as well. 2-2. And Colby will get the end of the bat on it. And Taylor head coach Kyle Gould trying to get catcher's interference like what happened to Tanner Watson earlier in the contest. And now our umpiring crew will. And our umpiring crew will talk this one over. Colby on the foul ball immediately looked back and was looking for the catcher's interference on Caden Sullivan. And will be catcher's interference on Sullivan. So that will go down as an E2 on Sullivan. That brings Greg Roberts, the USF head coach, out of the dugout. And ironically enough, it was Caden Sullivan who benefited from that catcher's interference against Watson back in the second inning. Here, he puts now 2 men on with nobody out. As Rick Atkinson has found some dead period to hand off some protective equipment to one of the men in the dugout. It'll be freshman pitcher Brendan Booby, as he now will hustle back to the dugout and put his teammates' elbow pads, arm pads, batting gloves, all that stuff back into the dugout. First 2 have reached base safely. A single from Lawson, and then the catcher's interference on Caden Sullivan puts Tanner Colby, over at first. That means we get to see Wyatt Whitman bat for the 3rd time today. He's already 2 for 2, a double and a single. Each time he's reached base, he has scored. And Taylor would like that theme to continue here. Up 7, bottom of the 3rd. Haven't scored since they put up 9 in the bottom of the 1st, with 13 men coming to the plate. Lawson at second. Middle infielders playing in, trying to turn 2 if they can. Colby a safe lead at first. Curveball right at the top. 1-1, or no, now 0-2, to Wyatt Whitman. Whitman 3-10 coming into the day. Was 1 for 4 in our first game here on Saturday afternoon. The 0-2 from Frymuth. Fastball and Whitman down on strikes. First K of the day for Frymuth and the first out for TU here in this bottom of the 3rd. Runners remain at 1st and 2nd. And that'll bring up Josh Lane. 1 for 2 today, but his last at bat, a explosive one. And now time is called before Frymuth can deal the first one to Lane. (9-2) to Taylor lead. 11 hits for the Trojans here in the contest. And a slow-moving breaking ball will find its way into the strike zone for strike 1 to Lane. Lane flew out to right his first time up in the 1st, and then had the 2 RBI triple his second time up in the 1st. Second one, fastball that Lane will fight off and foul over our heads. And from the oohs and ahs, it sounded like that foul ball was close to another person's car. Nathan Taggart waits on deck. Men at 1st and 2nd for the Florida native Josh Lane. 0-2 from Frymuth. Low, covered up in the dirt by Sullivan for ball 1. Colby at 1st. Lawson stands at 2nd. And Lane down the right field line. This one will sail foul out of play. Lane batting .338. 51 hits coming into today's action. One of 5 Trojans with at least 50 hits on the year. Taggart, the man on deck, leads them in hits. Curveball lane to the opposite way. Charging in hard, Jack Harris. And he got a good enough jump to make the catch and right for out number 2. Runners remain at first and second. 2 outs now for the Trojans here, bottom of 3, leading by 7. Taggart working on a 2-for-2 day here so far in game 2. Both have been well-struck singles. Both have driven in runs. And a fastball to the inside half. The righty Taggart takes for a strike. Nathan 1 for 3 in the first game earlier today. Batting average dipped below 400 for the first time earlier this week. Now at 392 entering the doubleheader today. Have been at 450 and 440 for most of the season. Second pitch misses. It's 1-1. Lawson with the lead at second. The second baseman Brady Harris to our right of second base now goes back to his normal defensive position. Taggart scoots back on the 1-1 off speed, 2-1. The catcher Tanner Watson waits on deck. If Taggart can extend the bottom of the third. 9-2 the Taylor lead. They haven't scored since they put up those 9-on-9 hits in the bottom of the first. Frymuth taking his time, trying to throw Taggart off at the plate potentially. 2-1. We'll golf this one off, and it evens it up 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the third. And 2 men on for Taggart. And the curveball eye level makes it full. Frymuth trying to get out of the bottom of the third with no more damage done to the scoreboard. He stands on the first base side of the bump, deals home a 3-2. That backdoor curveball will miss high. Taggart walks. He's reached safely all 3 times he's been to the plate today. And that'll bring up Tanner Watson with the bases full. 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. Just the second walk allowed by Frymuth here today. And Tanner Watson will step in. He's 1 for 2. Frymuth out of the stretch. Watson first pitch swinging. Ground ball left side, right to the third baseman. Gaff, he'll step on third for the fielder's choice. So the Trojans load him up with 2 outs, unable to push any more runs across. We've played 3. Here from Winterholder Field, the Trojans lead 9-2. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No.
But when a fan orders Pizza Hut for the game, they know exactly what they're getting.
Oh, nice.
Pizza, wings, as well as sides and desserts are all available at pizzahut.com or at their location in Gas City. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
We start the top of the fourth. Drake Gongwer, the freshman, still on the hill for TU as his Trojans lead 9-2 over St. Francis. The shortstop, David Snyder, will lead it off. He'll be followed by Caden Sullivan and Brady Harris. And the 1-1 outside the zone, 2-1. And this one popped up towards Atkins and right. Sunglasses down, he jogs forward, and he makes the easy catch for out number 1. That brings up the catcher, Caden Sullivan, who has benefited from a catcher's interference today and has also been guilty of a catcher's interference today. Swings and misses. First one, strike. Reached on the catcher's interference by Tanner Watson in the second, and then committed one a half inning ago in the bottom of the third. Breaking ball, Gongwer, strike 2. Beautifully thrown. So look down to the Taylor bullpen. Cole Barkus will jog down there. Ground ball left side, but that one will be foul. One ball, 2 strikes to the catcher Sullivan for St. Francis. They trail by 7 here, batting in the top of the fourth. This one pulled back again to the left, foul. Sullivan down on strikes. 6K of the day for Gongwer. There's 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. So Taylor wins. Taylor softball sweeps a doubleheader today against Mount Vernon Nazarene. A walk-off 5-4 winner there in game 2 today. Gongwer will bounce in the first one here to Brady Harris. Harris struck out swinging his first time up. That was in the second. Gongwer now with 6 Ks here on the afternoon. And this one sent towards Lawson. Tried to reach down and snag it. Pops up behind him, and a runner will be on here. That'll be a fielding error against Lawson over at third base. Second error against the Trojans here today. First one in the field. And a runner on with 2 outs for USF, trailing by 7 here in the top of the fourth. That'll bring up the left fielder, McCowan. McCowan struck out his first time up on 3 pitches against Gongwer. A fastball inside. McCowan trying to say that it hit him in the left elbow. He spun away from it. It's ball 1. Sun has been going in and out of the clouds today. Now goes into the clouds. And this one off the end of the bat towards Atkins and right, hustling back, reaching up, and that one will land right off the fence. McCowan hot on the heels of Brady Harris, who will scamper over to third. A 2-out double here for McCowan after a much better at-bat after striking out on 3 pitches his first time up. Goes opposite way here with the wind at his back. And we go back to the top of the USF order with now men at second and third here for the Cougars with 2 outs top of the fourth as they try to cut into this 7-run deficit. So back to the top, and the third baseman, Tanner Gaff. And Gongwer's first one to the outside corner. And the fastball makes it strike 1. That double from McCowan, just the second hit of the day, but both have been for extra bases. The first one was a 2-run homer from Frymuth. This one to the right side, knocked down by Taggart. Colby there, Gongwer hustling the throw, not in time, and so being safe over at first will be Gaff. And scoring from third will be Brady Harris. That draws USF to within 6, down 9-3 on the RBI single from Tanner Gaff. And that brings head pitching coach Devin Wilburn out of the bullpen to talk things over with his freshman right-hander. Good stop there by Taggart at first. That kept the ball from rolling to the outfield and limited the damage to just one there on the infield single. Two outs, men at the corners for Noah Frymuth, the pitcher. And the first one misses from Gongwer for a ball. Frymuth 1 for 2, but had the first hit of the day, a big one for USF, a 2-run homer to get him on the board after trailing 9-0. Second one from Gongwer misses. One-run home here for St. Francis in this top of the fourth. And Frymuth will foul this one up the third base side, but it went off the inside of his leg before reaching the field of play. So Hannah Castor with your walk-off win on the hit for Taylor softball, coming back after trailing 3-0 after the top of the first in Game 2 to complete the doubleheader sweep of Mount Vernon Nazarene. Pitcher-on-pitcher matchup, 2-1. And Gongwer misses high, 3-1. The home run for Frymuth, his team best 7th of the year. And he's a ball away from getting the bases full. And there it is. So bases juiced, 2 outs, top of the fourth. And the Trojans will bring in Cole Barkus out of the bullpen as Drake Gongwer's afternoon is coming to a close. We'll introduce you to the new Trojan pitcher after this commercial break. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook Butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at TaylorCampusStore.com. So number 25, Cole Barkus, comes in here for TU, making his 14th appearance of the year. He has a 5.46 ERA, a 1-1 overall record. He has struck out 28 batters and walked 18 coming into this appearance. Opponents batting .284 off of him this season. He pitched earlier this week in the loss at Huntington. Fastball up high for a ball. He will face Tyler Prince with bases full, 2 outs here at the top of the 4th for St. Francis after trailing 9-0 after the bottom of the 1st. USF has scored 3 in a row, including 1 here in this 4th inning. The second one from Barkis will miss. It's now 2-0. Gongwer goes 3 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs allowed. He's responsible for the 3 men on base. And a 2-0 lifted foul. Two-one fastball, belt high, outside half. That evens it up at 2 apiece. Prince 0 for 1 today, grounded out on a nice play by Lawson there at third his last time up. Walked today as well. 2-2 inside. The fastball will miss, and it's 3-2 from Barkis. Prince the best batting average by a single point coming in to the day, .318. 47 hits, second most. Runners go. And that one will be ball 4 just below the knees. That walks in the 4th run of the day for USF, their second one here in the 4th. As McCowan scores from third, and the bases remain full on the 3-2 walk. This one off the end of the bat, out of play. And that definitely hit someone's car. Strike 1 to Sullivan. The first 2 men retired here in the 4th, then a fielding error by Lawson at third base has given USF new life as the last 5 men have all reached base safely. 2 of them have come home. 3 currently stand on the bases. But a big swing and a miss on a breaking ball by Sullivan has put him down 0-2, trying to avoid striking out for the 3rd time here today. Barkis into the full windup, the 0-2. Breaking ball and almost took Sullivan down to the turf. First strikeout for Barkis. That limits the damage to just 2 here at the top of the 4th, as Taylor has seen their 9-0 lead trimmed down to 9-4. They come up to bat here at the bottom of the 4th inning. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student-athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student-athletes.
Taylor looking for their first run since they put up 9 in the bottom of the 1st. Their 9-0 lead has been trimmed down to 5. Weiss, Atkins, and Kennedy potentially coming in up here for TU. First one almost landed in the left ear of Sam Weiss. The second one low and away from his left ear. And it's 2-0. Sam 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles. An RBI and a run scored to his name here so far. Third one from Frymuth, who has really settled down after that 50-pitched bottom half of the first. Two balls and a strike to Weiss. And that curveball almost would have potentially looked like when it left Frymuth's hand, might have landed on Weiss's back as that sails around him. And it's 3-1. And Weiss chucks the bat, thinking that one was below the knees. Instead, it's right at the knees. And now it's 3-2. After the 9-run, 9-hit bottom of the first, no runs and just 2 hits for the Trojans here as they bat in the bottom of the fourth. And Weiss trying to change that, launches it towards a gaggle of former Taylor baseball alums. Brian Moore, Jordan Crabb, and Nate West over there. West the one with the grab, and he should make that catch since he is a former third baseman. 3-2 again to Weiss. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Fastball, Weiss will straighten it out a little bit, still goes foul. Game 1 winner from earlier today, Matt Patton will chase down that loose baseball up the left field foul line. Another 3-2 to Weiss. He's fouled off the last 2, and there's ball 4. So we'll start the bottom of the fourth off with a walk, as Weiss has reached base safely all 3 times today, and that'll bring up last year's League Player of the Year, Jared Atkins. Third walk allowed by Frymuth today. It looks like Vincent Manson warming up right now in the USF pen. So Brian Fields will wait on deck. He's the new DH for TU after pinch hitting for Kennedy his last time up. Manson has stopped warming up for the time being. Now the mound meeting will be broken up. So Frymuth stays in there. He's done great today after allowing the 9-run, 9-hit, 50-pitch bottom of the first. It's limited the Trojans to just 2 hits and no runs. Leadoff batter has reached here in the bottom of the fourth. Atkins up at the plate for the 3rd time. Initially showed bunt, pulls the bat back at the last moment. And it's a ball on the first pitch. Walked and scored in the first, and then reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Weiss in his leadoff walk, standing over at first. Nobody out, bottom of the 4th. And that one will get between the legs of Sullivan. Back to the backstop, and Weiss will advance down to 2nd. Another wild pitch by Frymuth. His 3rd here of the afternoon so far. The DH Brian Fields waiting on deck as Weiss takes his lead at second base. 2-0 to Atkins. Swings and misses at a fastball low, 2-1. Jared started the day batting .280, trying to get his bat rolling here before the league tournament starts next week. The 2-1 from Frymuth, sitting on this one, a ground ball to the shortstop. They throw it to third, and sliding into it will be Weiss. First out here in the bottom of the 4th. Atkins will reach on the fielder's choice for the 2nd at-bat in a row. Fields into a double play to end the 2nd after pinch hitting for the DH Andrew Kennedy. One out, one on for Fields. His team up by 5 here in the bottom of the 4th, but trying to get those first runs since the 9 in the 1st. Atkins heads down to second. A good throw. But sliding underneath the tag will be Jared Atkins. Dropping the ball will be Brady Harris, the second baseman. So Atkins with the stolen base. Now 29 stolen bases on the year. 0-1 to Fields. A runner in scoring position for the hard-swinging sophomore right-handed bat. Curveball, he takes down the middle, he falls behind 0-2. Brett Lawson, the third baseman, is on deck for TU. Wind blowing in hard from left field. Big lead for Atkins at second, no one covering. Dancing back and forth, 0-2 to Fields. That one a fastball in on the hands for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out for Taylor and a runner at second, trying to get those their first run since the bottom half of the 1st. Pitch from Frymuth. Curveball again, and Fields will launch this one foul to the right. That one will roll all the way to the back end of the parking lot. Wind blowing as hard as it's had all day. Another 1-2 from Frymuth to Fields. Scooting back as Frymuth tries to get the inside part of the plate as Fields crowding for the right-handed batter's box. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the DH Brian Fields. 3 RBI double for Andrew Kennedy. His first time up, that's the man that Fields is replacing. Trying to get Brian some extra at-bats here. Towards the end of the year, he will rip this one to the center, but it'll curl right back to the center fielder, Keaton Sullivan. Tagging and going to third is Atkins. He'll advance standing up. And the line out to center field, it looked like for a moment before that ball started to tail off hard to the right. Might be able to get to center field for a single for Fields. Instead, it's a line out. It moves Atkins to third base, and we'll see what Brett Lawson can do with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Lawson, one of 2 men, may get 3 men to start the day, 2 for 2 today. Curveball off the end of the bat into the net for a strike. An RBI single for Brett in the 1st, a single for Lawson in the 3rd. 9-4 the Taylor lead. They scored 9 in the bottom of the 1st on 9 hits. They've been limited to just 2 hits since that 14 batter appearance at the bottom of the 1st inning. High hopper left side. That one will be curled foul. TU had 2 men on. And the base, actually, the base is loaded an inning ago with 2 outs. Had 2 on with only 1 out. But unable to do anything with it. 0-2. Opposite batter's box. 1-2 to Lawson. Tanner Colby waits on deck. 2 outs, and Atkins stands at third after reaching on a fielder's choice. Pitch to Lawson, fights it on the inside part of the bat. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes to the Taylor third baseman. Wynn whipping up hard once again as Lawson awaits another 1-2. And the breaking ball left up high to even the count. Brett comes into the day slugging .404, an on-base percentage of .427, batting over .310 coming in. 2-2. Curveball to the left side. Charging and fielding as the shortstop Snyder throws it on the run. And Taylor will leave another runner stranded. That's their 5th runner stranded today. They're fourth in the last 2 innings. We head to the top of the fifth. Taylor leading by 5, 9-4. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Four innings in the books here from Winter Holder Field. Jack Harris will swing and miss at the first one he gets from Cole Barkus as the freshman right-hander. Quickly working here, and check swing, and he goes around again, and Harris down 0-2. Harris, Snyder, and Sullivan, the ones coming up here in the fifth for USF as they've scored 4 unanswered, and Harris will go down on strikes, swinging and missing at all 3. Second strikeout in a row for Barkus. With 1 out, no one on, that brings up the shortstop, David Snyder. Made a nice play in the bottom of the 4th. Snyder shows bunts, backs away as Barkus comes inside for ball 1. Snyder 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fly out to Atkins in right field. It's a towering one to left. Whitman comes in. Lane all the way back there. Whitman will call him off. The left fielder comes in and makes the grab for out number 2. Now this is where Taylor got into trouble an inning ago. First 2 men retired with relative ease. Then a fielding error kickstarted a 2-run top of the 4th for USF, both being unearned. And Barkus, a nice looking breaking ball. That one just a little bit high. Ball 1 to Sullivan, the catcher, who's 0 for 2 today. Reached on the catcher's interference by Tanner Watson in the 2nd, then struck out swinging in the 4th. 3rd one popped up, and there's the first strike as it goes foul. Popped up to the left, and that one will sail out of here. Foul. 2-2 to the catcher, Caden Sullivan. His team has scored 2 runs their last 2 times up, and they've trimmed a 9-0 deficit down to 4. And this one sent Whitman's way in left. It'll be too short for him, so Lane, the shortstop, will be there to take it for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning here for Cole Barkus in the top of the 5th, and Taylor still leads USF 9-4. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Four and a half innings in the books here from Winter Holder Field, and the Trojans batting here in the bottom of the fifth. They lead USF 9-4. Colby, first one here, trying to send it to the open left center field gap. That'll fall in for a single. Tanner Colby's first hit of the day, the 12th for TU, trying to stretch it into a double. He leaps headfirst forward on a late throw opportunity there from USF, and so Colby right in there in scoring position at second base to lead off this bottom of the fifth. As Colby tries to throw his elbow sleeve, the wind picks up. And head athletic trainer Casey Hackman comes out there, able to reel it in from the wind. And so a double for Colby. We go back to the top and Wyatt Whitman. Curveball. Inside for a ball. Wyatt 2 for 3 today. Started off the day 2 for 2, both coming in the first inning. A double and a single. He scored both times. Struck out on 3 pitches his last time up as the wind picks up mightily here before the second pitch to Whitman from Frymuth. Breaking ball away and low. 1-1. Two balls, no strikes. Frymuth on the first base side of the rubber. Looks back at Colby. And then Whitman tries to send that one on a foul ball up to us here in the press box. 2 balls and a strike to Wyatt Whitman, the left fielder for TU. Wind screaming in from left field. Colby, a leadoff double, takes the lead at second base as folks huddle up underneath fleece blankets down below us. Fourth pitch to Whitman. Inside, he backs away. And it's 3-1. Josh Lane, the man on deck. Harris shadowing the festivities as Colby takes his lead at second, and another curveball up high. And the 3-1 will put Wyatt Whitman over there at first. First and second, nobody out, bottom of the fifth. And we'll see if Frymuth's day will come to a close. And I think it'll come to a close at least here on the mound. He was listed as the DH as well as the pitcher in game number in when we got the lineup card today. And a new pitcher coming in here for USF. We'll introduce him to you when we come back. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No.
But when a fan orders Pizza Hut for the game, they know exactly what they're getting.
Oh, nice.
Pizza, wings, as well as sides and desserts are all available at pizzahut.com or at their location in Gas City. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com. So a single and then an error on the left fielder. McCowan has put Colby at second. A walk to Whitman has put him at first, and a new man in on the hill here. Bunt up the third baseline. That is a beautiful bunt from Josh Lane, and it'll be even more beautiful because it'll be safe at first with no throw from the new pitcher, Charlie Betts. First 3 men have reached base safely here in the bottom of the 5th. Taylor up 9-4. Looking for their first tallies since those 9 came in the bottom of the 1st. Make it 13th hit of the day for TU for the first baseman, Nathan Taggart, stepping in. Colby, Whitman, Lane, third to first. Infield playing in with nobody out. And Taggart will launch one to the right center field gap, going back and not able to make the catch. That one will hit the top of the fence as Sullivan tried to slide in. Taggart will coast into second base. That's going to clear the bases. Lane hustling around, just gets away as that expert throw. Sullivan tried to apply the tag, and it was Josh Lane who just sashayed out of the way. And the Trojans now lead 12-4 here on a 3 RBI double from Nathan Taggart. His 5th, and his now RBI total now to 5. He's 3 for 3 today with a walk. And still nobody out here for Taylor on the bottom of the 5th. Those 3 runs, their first, since they put up the 9 in the bottom of the 1st. And now it'll be Tanner Watson's turn to try to drive in some more runs here. Tanner 1 for 3 today with a single his first time up. Curveball covered up by Sullivan. Betts appearing in his 10th game of the year. No record to speak of, a 6.86 ERA. 30 hits, 16 runs, 15 earned. He has struck out 4 and walked just 11 coming in. Opponent's batting .349 off of him this year. First one to Watson, a ball. Second one will be tattooed to left, but that wind will hold it in. McCowan will have a drop out of his glove, and so Watson hustling around to second. A high throw snagged in by Brady Harris. Second fielding error against Mikhail McCowan, the left fielder, here in this bottom of the 5th. As Jonathan Foster will come into pinch run for Watson at second base, but men at second and third for TU, leading 12-4, and Sam Weiss at the plate with nobody out. So that'll bring up Sam Weiss. 2 for 2 today in game 2 with a walk. Foster at second, Taggart at third, nobody gone. Weiss the 5th man, make it the 6th man of the inning to bat here for the Trojans. That pearly white bat will watch it sail in for ball 1. 3 RBI double for Nathan Taggart. He stands at third. The knock has given Taylor a 12-4 lead here in the bottom of the 5th with nobody gone. Fastball to the middle of the plate. Weiss will take it for a strike. RBI single, run scored in the first, and a single to center field in the second. He walked an inning ago in the 4th. Wind howling in from left field once again like it has here all day. Third one to Weiss, trying to go opposite way with it. This one, finding the sun and catching it, will be Jack Harris. Scoring is Taggart from third. Advancing to third is Foster. Sac fly for Weiss, and Taylor increases their lead to 13-4 here in the bottom of the 5th. And that one in there for a strike to Jared Atkins. Second one, he'll swing and miss. Nothing in 2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Taylor has scored 4 runs here in the 5th. Foster stands at third. Atkins down 0-2. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Betts delivers. That one curling and breaking away to the outside part of the plate, 1-2. Jared broke that pearly white bat he'd been using for most of the year, now using a black and gray, looks like a Louisville Slugger bat. Pitch, missing the outside corner is Betts. 2-2 the count now. The DH Brian Fields waits on deck for TU. And Taylor up by 9 here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 count to Atkins, 1 out and a man standing at third. Nice backdoor curveball will freeze Atkins for strike 3. A nice pitch there from Betts. His first strikeout on the hill, and there are 2 outs for Brian Fields. Fields 0 for 2 today, pinch hitting and replacing Andrew Kennedy as the DH. Into a double play, then lined out to deep center field. Betts out of the stretch. His fastball low, covered up by Sullivan, ball 1. The wind picking up once again. Second one to Fields. That one upstairs, 2-0. Third one to Fields. That one different from the first 2 as it finds the strike zone. Brian, end of the day, batting, going 3 for 9, appearing in his 18th game, trying to work his way back from a broken wrist this fall. Runner at third, 2 outs. 2-1. Fields will hit that one off the end of the bat, bouncing towards his own dugout and foul. Count even at 2-2. 2 outs and a man standing at third. 9-4 the Taylor, or excuse me, 13-4 the Taylor lead. 4 runs here in this 5th. Off speed outside part. 3-2. Brett Lawson waits on deck for TU. Full count to Fields with Foster over there at third base. Payoff pitch right to the shortstop Snyder. That goes right between the wickets and scores Foster from third, and Taylor goes up by 10, 14-4. Third error of the inning here for USF, and all have led to runs. So Taylor up 14-4. They scored 9 in the bottom of the first. They have scored 5 here in the bottom of the 5th. So Fields over at first with Brett Lawson here at the plate. Fastball to the outside corner. Lawson takes for a strike. He is the 9th batter of the inning here in the 5th inning for TU. And Brett working on a 2-for-3 day here so far in our second contest on this Saturday afternoon. Last regular season home game for the Trojans before they welcome the other 7 teams in the Crossroads League tournament here to Upland, Indiana next Friday. Lawson will foul off the second one. He falls back 0-2. 14 runs on 14 hits for TU today, but both teams have committed some errors. 2 for the Trojans, 4 for USF, 3 here in this bottom half of the 5th. Fields the man at first. 0-2 to Lawson. He'll swing and miss, and he's down on strikes. Second K of the afternoon for Charlie Betts, but the Trojans put 9 men to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. They put up 5 more runs and have taken a 10-run lead after 5 innings at 14-4. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com. Two defensive switches for the Trojans. Cody Tate in at second base, and a definite crowd favorite, Alex Sanders, now behind the plate. And it's quickly 0-2 to Brady Harris, the second baseman. We play in the top half of the sixth. Taylor up 14-4. If I was out there, I'd cheer for Cody Tate. And 3 straight pitches and 3 straight swings and misses from Brady Harris. Third K for Cole Barkus. He, like his freshman classmate Luke Shively, have really come on here the last couple of weeks and provided some good arms for the Trojans out of the pen. We might even get to see Shively start a game or two during that Crossroads League tournament next week. One out for the left fielder, McCowan. Ground ball left side of the shortstop lane. Fields fires. Picked by Taggart at first for out number 2. Nice job by Nathan Taggart at first base. So Barkus working on a good outing here. 3 strikeouts, no runs, only a walk, no hits, as his team leads by 10, 14-4 at the top of the 6th. Going for the season sweep of USF. Gaff shows bunt to begin, but it was in there for a strike. Gaff working on a good day at the plate as well. He's batted 3 previous times, reaching base safely all 3. Shows bunt again, and this one, they'll say he went around for strike 2. Was hit by a pitch to lead the game off. Walked and scored in the 3rd. Had the RBI single in the 4th. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs to Gaff with nobody on here in the 6th. He'll swing and miss. That's the 2nd strikeout of this inning for Cole Barkus, as Gaff not happy as he discards his bat over towards the dugout to our right. 4th K for Cole Barkus. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Taylor ahead by 10, 14-4. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No.
But when a fan orders Pizza Hut for the game, they know exactly what they're getting.
Oh, nice.
Pizza, wings, as well as sides and desserts are all available at pizzahut.com or at their location in Gas City. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
So the second baseman, Cody Tate, will bat here for TU in the bottom of the 6th. As Charlie Betts still on the mound here for USF. Tate, the lefty, batting out of the number 9 spot. He takes the first one for a strike. Cody playing in his 26th game of the year, batting .265, 9 for 34, with 4 runs batted in and 6 runs scored. Ground ball to the right side to the first baseman, Prince. He'll step on the bag himself for out number 1. And the Trojans bring up a whole slew of pinch hitters here in this bottom of the 6th, leading by 10. 10-run rule is in effect here. If they can get just 3 outs in the top half of the 7th, they will end the game early. So Christian McGill will pinch hit here for Wyatt Whitman. And Austin Medica is on deck. He will pinch hit for Josh Lane. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. McGill, pinch hitter in game number 1. Came into the day batting .278. Sophomore that the Trojan coaching staff very happy with. And we'll see increased time with some graduation in the outfield after the season concludes. First one from Betts to McGill. High leg kick, and it drives it inside for a called strike. Whitman a good day here in game 2. Scored 3 runs, scored each time he reached base safely on 2 hits and a walk. A double in there as well. Second one to McGill, nice looking breaking ball from Betts, makes it 0-2. One out, no one on, bottom of the 6th. The 0-2 to McGill. Sits on 1 up high, 1-2. McGill adjusts the stance and gets ready for the pitch from Betts. Off the end of the bat, foul to the parking lot. Taylor has scored just twice today, and they've put up big numbers when they have. 9 in the bottom of the 1st, 5 in the bottom of the 5th. They lead 14-4. 1-2 curveball way up high from Betts, makes the count even at 2 apiece. Two from Betts to McGill. Hits it high. That will catch the wind. Dropping. McCowan underneath, hustling, and snatches that glove and whips the glove out of there to make the grab. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. And that'll bring up Austin Medica. Medica pinch hitting for Josh Lane. Austin comes into the day batting .244. Junior out of Prosper, Texas. Will be staying here in Indiana this summer to play for the Prospect League's Kokomo Jackrabbits, about 70 minutes west of here this summer. He'll swing and miss at a curveball from Betts for strike 1. He'll be joined on that team definitely by Tucker Wattups, and sounds like there might be a potential for a couple more Trojans to make their way to Kokomo here this summer. Tucker was on the team last year. Medica will be joining him this year. And that one high and away, 1-1. Jonathan Foster waits on deck for TU. Has been a pinch runner here a couple times today. 1-1. And Medica will swing and miss. He's down 1-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th. Taylor up by 10 in this 9-inning affair. The 1-2 to Medica. Missing away is Betts. It's 2-2. 14 hits, 4 runs for the Trojans today. 4 runs, 3 hits for USF. 2-2 to Medica. He'll go down on strikes on another curveball. The Trojans 3 outs away from taking the weekend series. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Josh Lane re-enters at short after being pinch hit for in the bottom of the 6th. Christian McGill stays in, and he will play left field for Wyatt Whitman. Taylor 3 outs away from run-ruling USF here in the last game of the weekend series. Noah Frymuth, the DH. He was also the starting pitcher. Will lead off this top of the 7th. His team down by 10, 14-4. Frymuth, Prince, and Sullivan, the 3 due up for USF. Barkus will miss low, 2-1. Barkus wastes no time there on the mound. He's ready to go at a moment's notice. Right there. Ball in the mitt, above the face, just showing the eyes underneath the bill of that purple cap. And he fires on a strike at 2-2. Frymuth 1 for 2 here this afternoon. The 2-run bomb in the 3rd. He walked in the 4th. First time that Frymuth has faced Barkus, as he was the last man to face the starter, Drake Gongwer. Foul ball in the 2-2. And the 2-2 from Barkus again. Ground ball to the left side. There's Lawson at 3rd. Fields it at the left hip. Over to 1st. There's one gone. One out, nobody on for Tyler Prince, the first baseman. And so Prince will jog up the 3rd baseline, talk things over with head coach Greg Roberts. First one from Barkus. Breaking ball up top. 4 ball. Prince batting for the 4th time. He's only 0 for 1. Walked in the 1st, walked in the 4th, drove in a run there in the 4th. But the base is full. 2 outs, or 2-0 I should say. And he's the only base runner that Barkus is allowed to reach all day on a walk. Now he's in danger of putting him on here once again. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. And that one to the outside corner, 3-1. 3-1. And this one will be the first hit that Barkus has allowed. Atkins there and right to make the play. So 1 out single for Prince. Puts a runner on for Keaton Sullivan, the center fielder. Fourth hit of the day for USF, first one that Barkas has allowed. And the first one snagged by Sanders behind the plate. Ball one to Sullivan, who's 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. And Barkas comes inside for a called strike on the inside corner. 1 out, a man at first. Taylor 2 outs away from ending this game here at the top of the 7th, leading by 10. A big swing and a miss from Sullivan, and now he's down 1-2. Wind blowing in from left like it has all day. And the 1-2 breaking ball down the middle of the plate freezes Sullivan, and there are 2 outs here at the top half of the 7th for St. Francis. 5th strikeout of the day for Barkas. And the last man standing is Jack Harris, the right fielder. Barkas fires a fastball inside, ball 1 to the righty. Harris 0 for 3 today, 2 strikeouts, and then he grounded out over Taggart's direction at first on a 3-1 putout. Barkas out of the stretch, the right-hander drives it home, and Harris will swing and miss to even it up at 1-1. To Harris, and a breaking ball makes it 1-2. So Harris and USF down to their final strike, trailing by 10 here in the top half of the 7th. Prince stands over there at first. The 1-2 from Barkas. Ground ball left side. There's Lane at short. Underhands to Tate at second. That'll wrap it up. The Trojans pick up their 39th win of the season, one off of the program record set back in 2016. We'll come back on the Ivanhoe's postgame show and wrap this one up. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
The decision you're making is about so much more than where you'll spend the next 4 years. It's about how you'll live the next 40. So let me break down the Taylor University experience. We integrate faith and learning to become well-rounded, lifelong learners, while delivering a deeper knowledge of our specific areas of study. Whether you're producing award-winning films, building satellites for NASA, or preparing for a national ethics debate, Taylor will push you to excel in your field. But excellence isn't always about having the right answers. Sometimes it's about asking the right questions. Taylor is interdenominational. That means we can't always fall back on specific church doctrine to settle issues. We rely on scripture and the dynamic nature of iron sharpening iron to better know the God who's not afraid of our question. Much of this happens in the small town of Upland, Indiana, the place where Taylor does life together. But don't let this small town fool you. The schedule is packed with things to do, and through these activities, faculty, staff, and students become more than individuals occupying the same address. They become a community. But this community isn't limited to the campus. We travel, boy do we travel. We are ranked as one of the top 10 schools in the country for overseas experiences. But it isn't just about the going. It's about the sharing of those experiences and being challenged by those who come to Upland as their international experience. Taylor is one of a few Christian colleges that expects all students to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, this doesn't mean Taylor is a Christian Disneyland full of cardboard cutout perfection. Taylor is full of real people with real problems, and living together can get kind of messy. But in that mess, we take Jesus' call from John 13 seriously. We practice picking up our towel and dealing with the mess in each other's lives. We're not here just to follow the rules for 4 years. Instead, we hope to learn to live authentic lives, calling each other to lives of meaning. Every day, our focus remains on the 40, not just the 4. We'd love to show you more about Taylor. Come visit, sit in on a class, go to chapel, spend a night in a residence hall. Experience the difference for yourself.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No.
But when a fan orders Pizza Hut for the game, they know exactly what they're getting.
Oh, nice.
Pizza, wings, as well as sides and desserts are all available at pizzahut.com or at their location in Gas City. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome back here on the Ivanhoe's post-game show. Rick Johnston now joined by the head coach of the Trojans, Kyle Gould. And Kyle, your team takes all three from USF. You now have 39 wins on the year, one off of the program record. What was the biggest thing you took away from the three-game sweep here this week?
Well, we had 6 games in 5 days, and so we used 6 different starting pitchers and a lot of different guys out of the bullpen, and some guys, came back. But I think the depth of our pitching showed through. We didn't, with 6 games in 5 days, I think we had one guy reach 100 pitches. We just kind of, the first game Matt threw 5 great shutout innings. Then we went to Justin for 2, and then Drake threw well. Just kind of got in a little bit of trouble. We made that error behind him, and went to Cole. He threw well, and last night was kind of more the same with Tucker giving us a great start and getting to Rob, getting to our bullpen. So I just think really our pitching stood out. And then offensively, we just did a better job of hitting the ball over the field today. We weren't quite as pull heavy.
You guys put up 14 batters there, or 13 batters, there in the bottom of the first. 9 runs on 9 hits. Nathan Taggart has the double. You guys get a triple from Josh Lane, a double from Andrew Kennedy to drive in 3. Obviously, you'll take 9 runs in the bottom of the first any time. But as you guys get ready for the league tournament next week with 2 more games on Monday and Tuesday, how important is it for the offense to get playing like they have, putting up 8, 6, and now 14 in their last 3 games?
Yeah, we need it. We've just been a little uneven on offense. We have some good overall numbers, and we've done some good things, but we've had stretches of really, really, really good, and we've had stretches of just okay. None of it's been terrible. We've like you said, we're 39-12. We've been good all year. There's maybe 2 games where we just played bad, but we hope to continue that and give our pitching depth a chance to show through in a deep tournament run.
8 one-run losses for your team this year. You'll have the regular season league finale on Monday at Grace, and then here against Manchester on Tuesday, the league tournament is all here at Winterholder Field starting next Friday. How much of a key is it to have the whole tournament here at home, knowing that you need to win the league tournament to secure an automatic bid to the national tournament? Does it help? Does it hurt?
Oh, I don't think it hurts. I think, the thing with tournaments, it's a lot of games in a short amount of time, and you just don't know what's going to happen. You get a lot of teams who've kind of been out of the race for a while, who've just kind of keep playing, and maybe they're not playing their best. Then they get in a tournament, and everyone kind of goes back to 0-0. And the risk is, when you're, the second place team, and you're you're one game away from winning the regular season, then you come in the tournament, and everybody's the same. It almost feels like sometimes there's more pressure on you because you have this great record and this great season. You feel like you have to. It's time. You got to do it. So it's a pretty loose group of guys. So I certainly don't think that playing here hurts. We had it at home last year and didn't win it. So I don't know the year before we did. So I don't know. Hope it helps. I hope all of it helps, and I hope we have a great tournament run. And we'll use Monday, Tuesday to get our pitching lined up and get some guys in there and hopefully go out and get our 40th win on Monday and get ourselves ready to go for the tournament.
Last thing, and I'll let you go. I find it ironic you mentioned the tournament win from 2 years ago. There are a lot of guys here from that team.
Yeah.
Brian Moore, Jordan Crabb, Nate West, the list goes on. There's a handful, about six or seven guys that are here today. We've seen some of the older alums come back. What's it like to see some of these younger alums come back here for a Saturday afternoon back at a place that they played for 4 years?
Well, it's really good to see them, doing so well, which isn't a surprise if you know any of those guys, and see them with their wives or their fiancés or, talking about their jobs.
Or a puppy.
Yeah, one of them a puppy, which Ryan Masters owning a puppy. Like we'll see how that goes. But I think for me, like, it's just really cool to see them all together and to see that, like, the relationships that were so strong when they're here, like, continue, and those guys really care about each other and are still involved in each other's lives, and they all want to meet up and be together. I think that's really cool. I think it's special. So
they weren't chirping at you or anything when you're down there coaching third because they were up there on that chain link fence.
Jake West made a heck of a play over there. I told him, like, that's as good of a play as he made when he was a player. It was just I think he saved someone. He just stuck his hand up and caught a ball. So, no, it's great to see those guys for sure.
Kyle, thanks for the time. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Appreciate it, Rick.
That's Kyle Gould here on the Trojan Sports Network. Special thanks to Michaela for running our computer today for both of these games on Saturday. We'll talk to you on Tuesday before the Trojans take on Manchester here at home. Trojans take the 3-game series 3-0 against St. Francis, win last night, and the doubleheader sweep today. This has been a presentation of Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.